Good evening and welcome to the Drive at 5 on IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station. I'm your host, Roman, and we have a great show planned for you today. Don't forget to stay tuned to IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station for Warriors Talk with my girl, Rochelle. Tonight, my guest, we got a heavy hitter here tonight. She is the daughter of the one and only, should I call him legendary?
You can if you want to. He thinks he is. I mean, he's worked long enough to be qualified.
The one and only Melody Winston. She is the CEO of Living Fresh grocery
Fresh
store,
Market, yeah.
Fresh Market
Mhm.
at Melrose Park, right?
Woo-hoo. We're in Forest Park.
Forest Park. I'm
Mhm.
sorry,
You
Forest
pushing me
Park.
along, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes. So I am so glad that you are here. So please give IntellectualRadio.com/iHeartRadio station your background.
Well, it goes a long way. It started in being a commercial broker, and I did some residential as well. I've been a cosmetologist at Desi's Salon on 95th and Hamilton. I've gone through aviation piloting school and started Legacy Flight Academy in 2012. I've got a lot of things that I've done, tried for the first time, some failures, some success, but that's life, isn't it? But it's led me to working for my father. I started working for Living Word Christian Center in, 2001, 2002, in member care, actually, doing benevolence, weddings, funerals, all those things. And one day dad said, I need you to learn everything about the ministry, work in every department, learn how everything rolls out and how you can be a part of something, that's, that we can positively, affect communities and help people live better lives, not just, health wise, but spiritually.
When people look at your father and see the daughter, what's it like to be in your father's footsteps as the daughter of a pastor?
Mm,
Not any old pastor,
yeah.
world renowned pastor,
Mhm.
nationwide, worldwide pastor.
Sometimes it's a great thing, because I picked up and learned a lot of traits, positive things from him on how to run business, how to treat people. And then it gets, heavy sometimes when you have big responsibilities and people expect, things out of you that, it only takes faith, in order to win at something or accomplish something. But it's difficult at times. It was harder before, but it gets easier now. I'm older, I'm wiser. I've got 4 grown children. Um, so you live and you learn, and you understand that at some point, you have to find your own identity
I can't
and your
believe
own
you
strengths.
have 4
Oh yeah.
children. You are so young.
Thank you. I'll take that. I will take that. I will take that. Yes, I will.
People was flirting with
hmm
you when coming into the studio, honking their horns at you.
Everybody thinks I went and played tennis today. That's not mine. That's dad. Yeah, but yeah.
Now, tell me about your own identity.
Mhm. Um, I think, I'm a peacemaker, definitely. I work hard. I like to bring people together, kind of like a connector of some sort. I think out of the box. I don't like to um kind of make it so people can't use their imagination and skill set to further whatever they're trying to do. I believe that individuality is really important, and so I instilled that in my children. Push them to do what they want to do, how they want to do it. I have to also understand that you can't always have your hands in everything. You got to allow God to move, in people's lives and help people be the best that they can be and be blessed. So my own identity is one where I treat people how I want to be treated, how I want them to treat me. And so that's the life I live in. I try not to stress. I think that's why maybe I look a little young. Trying not to get the gray hairs and the wrinkles, but life happens.
Oh, I try to
Um,
fight mines.
yeah, life happens. Life be life and
How you said that your father wanted you to learn not just one entity, everything about the business. Is it some way, somehow, that let's say your father retires, you may be in the pulpit?
I hadn't really thought about being in a pulpit. I'm more on the business side of the ministry, even though we're all under one umbrella. So I've been on the stage, for events, panel discussions, things like that, especially when it comes to women things and items and discussions that we do. Whatever God calls me to do, and whatever my dad would like me ask me to do. I think he's been around long enough to identify certain skill sets and giftings in people, and he wouldn't ask if he didn't see it in me. Um, we've been, that Bible has been a part of our life, all of our life. And so, God, we always put him first. That's the first thing that we do when we wake up and when we go to bed at night. And I've got two children. One that just graduated from Oral Robertson University from the School of Ministry. So my daughter, Kristen, she's 36. She'll run you out the room with her sermon. She's so good. So there's room enough for everybody, especially when it comes to family.
When you see your son, your daughter up there, brings tears to your eyes.
I get real sentimental, because it becomes a full circle, a 360. I use that a lot, because how you start is how you finish. And a lot of times we don't follow our life to a point where we see how things start to grow, even from infant. You will say, oh, this child always liked to do this. And when they get grown, they're connected to something that they love to do when they were young. I believe in keeping that alive, so that children can arrive at that point, at that destiny more easily. A lot of times we get busy and distracted by the video games, with the kids, or Housewives of Atlanta. We're
Don't
not
get me
really
started on
we're
that.
not homing in
Please
on
don't get me started.
what we really want to do. We get distracted. And so we got to get to a place where really, that doesn't become first in our life, So you got to put God first. He sees you. He knows he made you, and he knows how you're wired. So we've got to follow those instincts.
What is your why?
What is my why? That's a big question. Let's narrow it down. Narrow that down. What is my why? I wanted to raise four children who can contribute back to this world and make it a better place. I want to be able to be healthy and wise and have clarity in my brain, and your thought process. I want to be able to be around people who I enjoy their gifts and talents, and I want them to enjoy mine and be able to exchange positively. There are my whys. I love nature and getting out and looking at the sun and the green grass between my toes. Those things are really important to me. I like to see people happy in their communities and not suffering. Um, so my whys are about, you know, life and the positive things that we can offer each other.
A lot of people have asked you this question, maybe, but I'm going to ask it.
Uh
What verse you live by every day that you instill in your children, yourself, and others?
oh. I was just talking to a good friend of mine, Nancy, and we had these long talks. She's full of wisdom. um, and coaches and mentors me a lot. But being able to be faithful with what you have, and God will give you more, is something that I have embraced. Sometimes we're not patient enough to allow God to develop us where we are, those humble beginnings. Um, and you want to rush the process because you think you're ready. And God or life has a way of bringing you back to that position one, first base, until you have mastered, that. So being able to be responsible and a good steward over what I have, before moving to the next season in my life, is something that's biblical, and it's true, and it's universal.
When Minister Winston basically said to you, I want you to follow the footsteps. Did you pray about it? Did you ask God, or you say, I'm going to be obedient and just go with the flow?
When I first started working, with the ministry, I was actually going through a divorce. So highly emotional, you know, um, leaning on God for everything, every step I made. And my father had been calling for a long time, asking me, was I ready to come and work for the ministry? And at that time, I was working at Desi's hair salon. And I said, no, Dad, I'm good. I'm good. I'm no. But when I started going through the divorce, I understood that I needed, that village, around me to support me so that I could get through, the down days that I was going through. So a lot of prayer did go into moving into a next season. It was important for me to feel embraced, to feel valued, and to be able to show, the ministry and my dad, my gifts and talents. I needed to be refilled, so to speak. My heart needed a boost, of confidence. But I really needed to connect with, people who were positive and, who could help me move on. So a lot of prayer did go into that. And it still does, every time. Sometimes I get hung up still on things and situations and how to move forward. This life doesn't get easier, it gets harder. Especially when you're taking on things that you want to correct in this world, such as food insecurity. That's a big step, especially for me. But it started in my heart.
Speaking of food, you're the CEO of Living Fresh. What's so important about Black owned and operated grocery stores, especially here in Cook County? Because there's a lack
Hmm.
of Black owned grocery stores.
Yeah.
We're so subject to corner stores.
Hmm.
What's so like convince intellectualfamily.com? Why is it important?
Well, it's important that we have Black-owned grocery stores because we know what our people need, um, and we have to be able to embrace entrepreneurship. We have to be able to encourage our communities to create products and things that can go on shelves. We want to be able to, create legacy in our own communities. Everybody else does it. We are not putting forth enough effort, to make sure that our people live long and strong. Food insecurity means that I have fresh produce, and meats and things so that I can stay healthy. It's a shame that our communities are subject to, early death, diabetes, heart attacks, and all the other things that happen because we're eating at McDonald's every day, or the corner store only has snacks, or, our kids are not learning how to properly keep their bodies healthy, even with exercise. They've taken programs away from our schools. I remember gym class was pretty often when I was growing up, and now it's very seldom. Childhood obesity. These things alone make it really important for us to populate grocery stores in our own communities. It has to start with us.
You talk about legacy. I've been to Living Fresh, Earl Winfrey, Dana
Mhm.
Devine, that's standing there listening to the interview, all been supportive of Living Fresh.
Thank you.
However, how you get the masses to come in and say, we got to break the cycle of
Mhm.
going
Mhm.
to, I hate to say products, but I'm just gonna name family
Mhm.
franchise, Jules,
Mhm.
the Marianos,
Mhm.
and go where our own, and you support black owned
Yeah,
products.
yeah, we do. We do. Shopping, a lot of times shopping is a habit, that we've developed as a people, not just Black folks. But we start this routine of going to the Jewels around the block instead of going to Living Fresh Market, 7520 Roosevelt Road in Forest Park. But we have to break the cycle and the habit of shopping at stores that don't support us. And that doesn't mean just Living Fresh Market, anywhere, including restaurants, Black owned restaurants. There's a lot of them, great ones in Chicago. And so we have to do more with cataloging, our Black owned businesses, with promoting, marketing, and pushing foot traffic in. It shouldn't just be me saying, hey, come shop with me. It should be the whole community holding each other accountable, to make sure they're supporting a Black owned store so that it has, um, staying power in the community. Nobody's giving us anything to stay here. The city, the village, the state, these grocery incentives that they're offering, most of them are not coming to Black owned grocery stores. We don't have one.
Why is that?
We filed for one 2 years in a row, and they gave it to somebody downstate for
Did
Maywood.
your state representative help
Oh
you?
yeah, we got in the car and we drove down to Springfield one
Uh,
morning, and so we were able to pull some funding, but it wasn't out of the grocery initiative. So the fight has to continue, and it can't just be two people doing it. You need a team. I call it a steering committee, where you have people who can help you do the heavy lifting. You have somebody in marketing who could do the heavy lifting there, and accounting who can make sure we're meeting budgets and doing those things. But you have to have, the support that you need in order to run a successful grocery store. The margins are already low, and we're already operating at a place where, we're giving a lot of things away because we want to be able to support our community. And the way things are going now and the prices that are up, increasing, we're looking for more programs where we can give away more fresh produce and things like that. So this is a constant, job, but it's a love that we're doing, and it's not just about selling groceries.
it's in your heart,
Yeah.
and we feel that. When I talked to you offline,
Hmm.
you was constantly on the go,
Yeah.
and now I found out why you was on constantly on the go. You're you're in Forest Park.
Yeah. Mhm.
Give the address again.
7520 Roosevelt Road in Forest Park, at the Forest Park Plaza.
Now you're expanding.
Hmm.
You'll be in Maywood soon.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
us about the great news. I know Mayor Nathaniel Booker is
Hmm.
very happy about that,
Yes.
and you'll be on Fifth
Hmm.
and what?
Absolutely. I think that's Madison.
Yeah,
It's in their business
Madison and
in
Fifth.
their business district.
Yes. So
Yeah.
tell us about that.
Well, it's a store that's been empty since 2014. The grocery folks pulled out. They never really fully inventoried the shelves in there, so maybe they didn't have plans to really stay long. But We've been looking at the place for some time. Mayor Booker has made it one of his promises to his community that he will bring a grocery store, not just a grocery store, a black-owned grocery store that can partner with the village of Maywood. And so we've been working on this for about 2 years now. And so it's finally going to happen. We're working on a date for a groundbreaking, hopefully in late September.
Like September 2025.
Yes, groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking.
We'd like to be
Okay.
open, and it's going to take us about a year to update the store.
We're looking at 2027,
Yeah, well, yes,
2027.
early.
Now, tell us briefly about the Black-owned and operated products that you have at the store at Living Fresh that people can come and support. You just don't have any old thing. You have Black-owned and operated products, and you saw some Black-owned and operated
I
products
did. I
in
was
the
happy to
studio
see
here,
that.
and you want to convince her Winfrey to do a live broadcast there,
Absolutely.
and actually have Dana to sing.
Mhm.
So
Hello.
so yeah. Tell us about the Black-owned and operated products you have there.
Well, we've got them throughout the store. From bakery, we've got brown sugar bakery products in there, full big whole cakes, and then we sell them by the slice. I know sometimes it's hard for people to get to the south side to go see her, so we wanted to make sure we partnered with her to have her product on our shelf. She told us we're the only grocery store that has her product, which is really important to me because it makes me understand her commitment to a black-owned store, and that she's not out up for sale, for these other stores or places where they might want a product only because of the fanfare that she gets. But she's picky about where her products go on the shelf, and I'm happy about that and fully support her all the time. Stephanie's a great friend of the store and myself, and she's got it going on. But we've got Riley's, we've got their barbecue sauces and seasonings and things, and they are big in the community and do a lot as far as giving back. They've got wonderful packaging. They come out and do demos all the time. Really engaged. I see them everywhere, even at functions and things. So they're out there getting their name out, and that's what you have to do. You got to promote your product all the time. We've got even black owned hair products. Larry Roberts has his products from Larry's Barber College. He put all his stuff on the shelf and comes out and does demos, and he's everywhere too. I think he was at the Black Women's Expo on a panel this week, last weekend. So shout out to Larry. But there are numerous products that are out. Some are really new. They're still kind of working through how to get a UPC code on their product and register with the state. It's a process, and we've got some people who are really good at helping you go through that path. Michelle Hoskins, she's got Michelle Syrups. And she's awesome. We've had her on panel. She's a Joseph School of Business graduate. She's got a commercial out that goes across the United States on her syrups. But she's awesome. Worked through getting her ingredients registered from, her great grandmother making their own pancake syrup at home and pass that down. You never know where, that gift is coming from, but our ancestors, they provided. We just got to look for it. So, the connection between Black products and legacy and family and community, is really important. And that's why, you want to make sure that you support Black owned stores, you support Black products and vendors. When they come out and they do their demos, everybody needs to come out. It's something that's unique when you get to meet these people and you find out the story and how they started and some of the goals that they want to set for the future. You want to be there to hear that, to support.
You got a Black owned and operated hoagie sandwich that I love.
Oh my God. Flipping Flavors.
There you go. Friend of
I
the Drive
love
at 5.
them. Oh my God. I love them. They're awesome.
They
people.
debuted here on the
Oh,
Drive at 5.
really?
Yeah.
I love them.
They had a
got some
nice
good food.
spread.
Yes.
Yeah. And before we go,
Mhm.
I want you to tell us about not only if people go, Bill Winston, Reverend Winston,
Yeah.
owns that whole entire lot from
That's a big
Walmart,
baby.
Portillo's,
To Taco
that
Bell,
to
the
Taco
front,
Bell's,
the back.
owns everything. Tell us
Mhm.
the bookstore. Tell us
The
a little bit
bookstore,
about that,
Royal
and
Christian
also
Bookstore,
he
Harvest
has a
Restaurant.
soul food,
Mhm. Mm.
all you can eat
Yeah,
buffet.
buffet. Used to be an old country buffet.
Yeah.
And so I'm also the landlord. I'm manage all the tenants and do all the negotiations and keep the parking lot looking nice and landscaping and all. That's my fifth job. But yeah, Royal Christian Bookstore, awesome store. They've got a cafe in there as well, but we've got a lot of books to help you grow, not just spiritually, but set goals in your life. Children's area bookstore, books and tapes and CDs and all kind of teachings. But you can go in there and lounge and relax and kick your feet up and read a good book or put your headphones on and relax. But it's all built there to build you up. It's a beautiful store, and they're open every day, I think, except for Mondays. I think we're closed on Mondays. And then we've got Harvest 365, which is our restaurant. My Aunt Mary runs that, and she is awesome. She's a great cook, but she's a perfectionist. But she goes in
That
there
bread
and
pudding is on
oh my
fire.
goodness,
That bread
ooh,
pudding, man. What
and they
man?
got beef ribs in there that are crazy good. But they operate in the team in there that she's got is just so pleasant. I mean, spiritually, you can feel it off. When they meet you and they smile and greet you and serve and everything in there is excellent. People go in there. They also reserve it for birthday parties and things like that. And then we've got Living Fresh Market. We've got 33 entities. I can't even think of them all, but Joseph School of Business. We've got School of Ministry. Um, they have a prayer line in there. I mean, you call the prayer line 24 hours a day and receive prayer and motivation.
You know the number?
I do not know the number offhand, but you can go on our website at bwm.org and you can see all of the entities and the prayer line, and everybody's on there. We've got our International Faith Conferences coming up in September. I believe it starts September 11th, where there are 7 days full of ministry speakers. They're doing so much. Even the youth have something going on. So looking forward to seeing everybody out there. Please come out and visit us. 7500 Roosevelt Road. That's Living Word Christian Center.
And please give Living Fresh address again.
I will. That's 7520 West Roosevelt Road. We're open Tuesday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're closed on Monday. That's the day we give back to God.
And also Fifth and Madison, the
Fifth
new
and Madison is coming up. That's going to be the new Living Fresh 2.0. We can't wait.
and you will have two stores. You're not giving up the other
Not
one
giving
for them.
up the other one. We're trying to plan one at North Carolina A&T as well on their campus.
Cool.
Mhm.
Don't be a stranger to
I won't.
IntellectualRadio.com.
Thanks for the
Okay.
invitation.
No problem. Anytime. Coming up, Gospel Award winning Dana Divine, right here on the Drive at 5.